Welcome. Thank you for joining our show. I'm Tony, this Pops. Please hit that like button and subscribe button. As we get into it, Pops, the Lakers close out the Thunder close out the Lakers 115 to 110, complete the sweep. SGA gave you 35. AJ Mitchell had his coming out party this series, gave him 28. On the Lakers end, LeBron pitched in 24. Rui gave you 25. Austin Reeves gave you 27. You even got 18 from Jackson Hayes. Ain't no telling when the last time he scored 18, but he gave you 18. But from D Aiden, DeAndre Aiden, he gave you 6 points, 3 rebounds as your starting center. That ain't gonna cut it. But speaking on the series, Pop, did the Lakers ever really have a real shot to win this series, or what did they do wrong that caused them to get swept?
No, they didn't have a shot at all. Even Luka, they didn't have a shot. I give them 6 games. They went on with Luka. No, nothing that they could have done would have allowed them to prevail in that series. So it's not something they did wrong. Nothing that they could have done right in the series. So with from the beginning, I was just happy to see LeBron competitive and playing. He loves to play. And, it was just a series for us to watch OKC get primed for San Antonio. We didn't expect anything from that. I expected at least one game, but it was a sweep, and Bron is in his late in his career. We can't ask much of him at this point in the final. And I'm just happy that he was able to play at that level at this age.
Yeah, I agree. I expected a sweep. I didn't really think they can get one. I just felt like this was a horrible matchup for them because the Lakers' weaknesses are the Thunder strengths. The Thunder got great perimeter players on the offensive side. The Lakers ain't got no perimeter defense. Austin Reeves can't guard. Luke Kennard can't guard. Only person who can guard is Marcus Smart. So and then you trapping Shea. Then when he passed the ball away, now you got 4-on-3. You probably can't even guard them straight up, let alone 4-on-3. Then now AJ Mitchell going off, now check in easy baskets. I just felt like it was a bad matchup. I felt like the Lakers ain't really played bad. Like the last 2 games, they gave it all they got. They gave it all they had. They played good offense. They shooting good from the field, but their defense is atrocious. They can't guard. Can't stay in front of nobody.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I was listening to CA and a couple of guys yesterday, and they were making a case that Lakers should get rid of Reeves, because of his lack of defense, and probably keep LeBron around just to mentor Luka for another 2 years or whatever. Because you're not winning with Luka and AR. Yeah, they can put up some numbers, but defensively they're both liabilities, and you can't have both of them being liabilities out there, 'cause as far as they're gonna get is the second round.
Yeah. I just don't know if I keep LeBron over AR because LeBron gonna be a year older. He gonna be 42.
Yeah.
That's old for the NBA.
Yeah, but he's not playing like a normal 42-year-old. To me, it looks like he's probably in the shape of a 36-year-old or something like that, 35-year-old.
Yeah, we gonna have to see how he gonna look next year. But do you want a chance there? Do you really want to give away Austin Reeves, who probably like 26, to run with Luka and LeBron at 42?
But you probably get some pieces for him. You can get some picks for him. Right now he's a valuable asset,
Yeah.
and, and this time it's to strike. But businessmen do they strike at the opportune time, and right now he's a hot commodity. I would get rid of him for you know, probably 2 good players or a good player and a pick or something.
Yeah. But another thing about the Luka and LeBron thing, I really don't think they mesh that well either because they both need the ball. Luka can't play with the ball at all, without the ball at all. LeBron could kind of play off ball, but he not gonna be LeBron if he ain't got the ball in his hand. He not nobody who just goes in the corner. He can sit in the corner and still impact the game the way he can if he has the ball in his hand. But if Luka on the court, he has to have the ball. Luka has to have the ball in his hand. well, Austin Reeves really don't can play off ball a little bit better. That's why I think Luka and Austin Reeves can match better offensively. LeBron don't play no defense at this stage of his career either, so you ain't really getting much from him on the defensive end neither.
But you can pack the paint with him because he's a big body. You know what I mean? You can kind of hide LeBron, you can't hide Luca and AR.
Yeah.
You'll deal with that because you know Luca is Luca, but with AR, you know to me he's expendable. You know, so you got to get what you can get for him right now.
Yeah, I agree with I don't think Luka and AR gonna win you a championship. The backcourt, the defense just gonna be too bad. And it's too many guards in the West. It's too many guards in the West. But I think it's hard to surround defenders around them because when your best player is Luka and he just don't try at all on defense, I just feel like that's gonna affect the whole team. Like if you don't see your best player trying, I don't think everybody else gonna try that hard. If he lazy on defense, that can trickle down to everybody else being lazy on defense.
Um,
So I think it's gonna start with him. He has to put in more effort on the defensive end, but the Lakers got most definitely gotta go get some wing defenders because you can't guard. You can't beat the Thunder if you can't guard. You're not gonna be able to beat the Spurs if you can't guard. I don't even think you're gonna be able to beat the Nuggets if you can't guard.
nah, nah.
You 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 got lucky getting matched up with the Rockets. I say they got lucky getting matched up with the Rockets because the Rockets are a young team. They don't know what they be doing out there. They just out there jacking up threes. If they was smart, they would have been attacking them.
Then KD was kind of he was hurt too, so
Yeah,
they
KD too.
uh, they caught a break with that one. But yeah, if KD was there, and those guys would have got hot. You know, that would have been a different series. You know,
Yeah,
that would have won seven. That
yeah,
could have won.
I think 7-2.
Could have won either way. You know, but like I said, they have a lack of defenders on their team, and that's why they got bounced. You know, quick in the second round. You know,
Yeah, and I think LeBron takes too much heat because he's 40. He's 41. I feel like people lose sight that he's 41.
right?
He ain't 21 or 31 no more. Like he can't give you that the whole game. Like they expected him to go out there and drop 40. They study saying, "Oh, we need him to turn to 2018 LeBron." It ain't 2018. It's 2026. 2018 was 8 years ago. And
That
I was watching LeBron. It just looked like for 41, he's a great player. But when I was watching him, I could just tell he could not get to that next level where he could just take over the whole game.
he doesn't have the wind to do that. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, he gets winded. You know, fast now. So nah, you probably have to save LeBron like for the fourth quarter. If you know Luca and AR could carry them, you know, and LeBron could get them past the finish line. I think that's his best asset now, being a closer. He just needs to get the rest and not try to play 38, 40 minutes. He's still trying to play 38, 40 minutes a game. And then towards the end of the game, he's worn down, you know, and he can't do anything because he played damn near the whole game. So just got to start, you know, pacing himself more, and he needs a coach that. I thought JJ Redick was, you know, strong enough mentally to kind of, you know, put LeBron in a place to preserve himself, you know. But the man still want to go out there and play 40 minutes a game, you know, and then think he still have some left in the tank in the fourth quarter. Nah, you know,
yeah. The Lakers ain't got no depth though. That's their problem too.
yeah, they got they got some building to do this summer
Yeah, like, he couldn't stay out the game long. Every time he out the game, it's over with. Especially with Luka out.
on the run, you know. So yeah, they got some work to do this summer.
Yeah, they do. But you can't keep all three of them. I feel like 'cause neither one of them play defense. Luka, LeBron, and AR. One of them, you got to replace one of them with a two-way player.
Then you probably can you know, get LeBron on discount. You know, get from under because did they pay Austin or is he up for a contract?
He up this year. They gonna have to give him max dollars.
No, you go ahead and move him. You know, get LeBron on a discount. Get a couple more players in there, some defenders, and you know, and build around Luka. You know,
What you thinking about packing Austin Reeves up to try to go get Giannis?
you gonna need more than Austin Reeves to get Giannis.
Maybe Sam Austin. Who the Lakers got? Maybe the Lakers really ain't got nobody. Cause ain't nobody gonna want DeAndre A, and he's sorry.
Exactly. The Lakers don't have what it's gonna take to
Uh,
get
I yeah, I agree. They ain't got what it take to get him. Cause
they have any picks, right?
I don't know when the Lakers next pick gonna be. I think they pick coming up actually. Next year, 2027. I think they got a pick.
Got any first round picks this year?
Nah, Lakers. Let me check. The Lakers. Well, yeah, they got a first round pick this year. They got the 25th pick.
Oh,
They got the 25th. I don't know who they gonna get at 25, but they got the 25th pick. But yeah, I will. You got to rebuild the team. You have to rebuild the team.
around Luca.
Yeah, around Luca, and that's why I really think they probably gonna try. I think they'll bring LeBron back if he get him a discount. But the question is LeBron gonna get him a discount? That's still LeBron now. He ain't finna just play for no chump change.
No, I don't think he's gonna play for the probably veteran minimum, maybe 5 million a year. I don't think he's gonna do that.
We,
5 or 6 million a year,
so what you think gonna take? I'm thinking maybe 30.
20, 30. That's a discount 20.
Yeah, that's a discount. People getting 80 million now. If you can get LeBron for 30,
Yeah.
two years, give him 60 million, 30 million a year.
Uh,
But that's if he take it.
he probably would take 2 years, 40, 45, maybe 50 million. 2 years, 50 million. He'll walk with that.
Yeah.
No, I would
So if this is it for LeBron, what would you like to see him go? What would be his best landing spot? Should he stay with the Lakers, or do you think he should go somewhere else?
like I said, I want to see the older guys get together, and take on the young guys. I
Yeah.
want to see KD, LeBron, Curry, probably James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. I want to see all those guys either in LA, Lakers, Clippers, or in San Francisco, Golden State. You know, that's what or New York. I want to see them on a big stage. Those guys taking on the young guys.
Yeah, New York actually be a nice spot because they won't have to give up nothing for him either. Because LeBron finna be a free agent, so whoever get him ain't got to
He-
give him
but
nothing.
free agent. That's why they said he might go to Golden State.
Yeah, but I was just listening. I was reading, and LeBron building a new house in LA. I was thinking, like, is he really gonna leave LA? And they all done got comfortable out there. He,
Yeah, he might go to San Francisco.
yeah, right up the road.
No,
Yeah, I could see Golden State because it's close,
yeah,
but I can't see him going back to Cleveland. Not at 41 in that cold. Cleveland get cold.
nah, he's gonna stay in LA. He's either gonna be uh the Clippers, the Lakers, or Golden State.
But if LeBron, Steph, and KD all join up, you got to think that's gonna be an old team. LeBron gonna be 42. I think Steph gonna be 39, and KD gonna be 38. Is that gonna be enough to get you over the hump and be able to compete with them younger teams like OKC and the Spurs?
During the regular season, it's gonna be a challenge. But I say, like I said, get them along with a mixture of young players and some ballers. Somebody that can carry them through the season and then the playoffs. For those guys do what they do. Save them for the playoffs. I think that'd be man great for the NBA. It'd be great for the fans. You know what I mean, it'd be great for the world to see that. It's like when the Bulls back in 96, 97, 98. It was like a circus wherever they went. Wherever they went, they just packed every stadium. It doesn't matter if they played the last place team. The stadium was packed. They sold out 30,000. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think that type of move would be big for the NBA.
yeah,
It'd
I
be,
think it'll be big. It'll be big.
be huge.
Who wouldn't want to watch them three on the same team?
Back.
And
Like you throw in some young free agents or something, somebody like they could get Giannis. And, it'd been nice if they could have got him to join them. But that's not gonna happen. So that's a wishful thinking. But yeah, they just need to get some young players, that can help carry on throughout the regular season and in the playoffs, deploy those guys, use them as nuclear weapons.
Yeah, I agree. I think the regular season for that team would be it'd be a drag because they gotta probably get through injuries because they older. But I think they get to the playoffs and be able to play a 7 game series, be able to lock in and game plan. They'll be a tough out. They'll be a tough out because that's still LeBron, Steph Curry still good, KD still good. Build a nice little team around them. They can compete. They can compete.
And I think Steve Kerr, he got he has a name to where he could manage that team, he could manage their minutes. I think he's trusted by those players. So that would be a good move.
The only thing I don't think KD will want to play for Steve Kerr or with Steph Curry no more. I think he done with them people, man. I don't think he'll do it.
Uh, you know, I believe now he probably would. Maybe 5 years ago he probably wouldn't, but I believe he knows he's at the end of his career now. He's at the tail end, and so I think yeah, I think KD would probably be down with that if Bron came and played and James or somebody.
Yeah,
I know Kawhi Leonard. I think KD would be down with that.
yeah. Okay, we gonna switch to the Knicks. The Knicks swept the 76ers and advanced to the Eastern Conference Final. They gonna face the Cavaliers or the Pistons in the conference finals. If the Knicks was to make it to the finals, can you see them beating OKC or the Spurs?
Nah, nah, I can't see it. They don't have enough around them. Know what I mean? You got Brunson, you got Carl, Bridges to give you a little something. Ananobi, he's okay, and that's about it. So I can see them possibly taking either one of those teams to 6 games, but nah, I don't know if they're gonna get past Detroit, or Cleveland.
Yeah. They most definitely still got to be one of them teams because that's gonna be a tough series, especially yeah, that's gonna be a tough series. But I agree with you. I think they'll probably take it to 6. But the Knicks been hot though. They just beat the 76ers by 30 the last game. And they didn't beat them they didn't blew them out a couple of times this series. And you know what they did to the Hawks in that closeout game. They was beating them like 60-19 at one point. So the Knicks been rolling. But I don't see them being able to beat OKC or the Spurs though. And plus, what's the name? Got that OG having that little hamstring problem. He been playing. He been one of their best players this playoff runs. He been shooting the net off the ball. He been playing great. So if he gonna be hampered and limping around, I don't see them being able to beat OKC or the Spurs.
Right.
But OKC, J Dub also got that hamstring problem either. So that can affect what they got going on.
But they can go at least 8 deep though. They can plug a player in for him. The Knicks can't do that. You know what I mean? The OKC, they can go, like I say, 3, 4 players into their bench, you know?
Yeah. It's all about what Mikal Bridges gonna do for them. If OG ain't gonna be 100%, Mikal Bridges gonna have to step up. He can't be dropping donuts like he did in the previous series. He gonna have to give us at least 16 to 20 points. But he had 12 points in the closeout game and they won by 30. But Joel Embiid ain't never healthy. So the 76ers is hard to judge because Joel ain't never healthy. He in and out the lineup, messing up the rhythm, messing up the momentum because he here, then he ain't here. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing from the Knicks, though. I think they're going to go to the finals.
It's a good chance the way, they're balling right now. They have good chemistry going, they're rolling right now. So they probably have the best odds right now, you
Yeah,
know?
I'm pretty sure they got the best odds in the East. Them were
Yeah,
the Pistons.
yeah, I believe New York because of the way they've been blowing these teams out, especially how they did Philly. That was totally unexpected right there. I had Philly for that series.
I had
So
Philly, too.
yeah, they're definitely looking like the favorites to come out of the East after those last 2 series, But like I said, Detroit plays defense. and Cleveland has some offensive power that can match theirs. So
Yeah.
it, he, like you said, Joel was hurt. Edgecombe, he's a rookie. Paul George is, a shell of himself.
Yeah.
He sparks in there. So, but yeah, them going against Philly and Cleveland, Detroit and Cleveland is going to be a different story.
Yeah, Philly done lost me my money. I sure bet it on them $25. I had them winning in 7 games.
Yeah,
They ain't even win a game.
they lost me my money too. A little bet I had picked them in. Man,
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I'm like, man, they didn't beat the Celtics. I'm out here. I'm
right.
like, Philly got a little roster. Then I'm looking at what they was doing to the Celtics, looking at the numbers. I'm like, yeah, Philly got them a roster. I'm like, they should better beat the Knicks. Man, the Knicks didn't put their foot in them boys, man.
Then they don't.
I'm like, man, I mean, the first game they blew them out. They blew them out the first game.
That's the game I put a couple dollars down on. That's the game I figured they should be able to steal that first game.
Yeah.
But they got their ass whooped.
They did. And then when they went home, like, okay. I'm like, the series don't start until, I'm like, we could probably win at home. They just protected their home flow. Philly can go protect their home flow, man. They didn't beat them at home. I think it was a close game, game 3, but it's like, man, Philly ain't stand no chance for real.
Like,
But did you see the draft lottery? Did you see the order?
yeah, I seen first 3 picks. Think the Bulls have the number four pick, right?
Yeah, the Wizards had the first pick, the Jazz had the second pick, the Grizzlies had the third pick, the Bulls had the fourth pick, and the Clippers had the fifth pick.
Damn, Clippers got number 5.
Yeah, I thought that pick was going to the OKC, but OKC got their other pick. The Clippers got Indiana pick. That's how the Clippers got fifth. OKC ended up getting a 12th pick. So Indiana ended up not getting a lottery pick at all because they done traded their lottery pick for Zubac,
All right, ain't
which is crazy. I know they punching the air right now.
it?
But we from Chicago. I was hoping we got that number 1 pick, man. They need to make Chicago basketball great again. They could have gave us that number 1 pick. We needed AJ.
How tall is that?
I think AJ like 6'9".
Was 6'9"?
Yeah, he's 6'9" with a handle. He a guard. He like a Paul George. Let me see how tall he is. He's
Them
six.
six
He's
right
6'9".
pick.
Yeah, he big. But at 4, we can still get somebody nice. I don't know who's gonna be there for.
Who's the son?
You said Boozer son? I mean, we might can get him, but he probably be a top 3 pick. You got AJ. They saying Peterson might go number 2. Then they saying Booz might go number 4. Then they saying they projected us taking Caleb Wilson from North Carolina.
How tall is he?
Caleb Wilson, I think he was like 6'10".
Oh, okay.
Let me see how tall he is. But he was hurt. He was hurt during the tournament. Yep, he's 6'10". 6'10", 215 pounds. Let me see what he averaged this year. He was averaging 19 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 57% from the field. He was shooting 25% from the 3 though, so he's not a 3-point shooter. Which in this league, you got to make threes. This is a 3-point shooting league now. You got to be able to space the floor.
Yep.
So I wanted the number 1 pick for the Bulls. New York basketball back great. Detroit back in the playoffs. Celtics, the Lakers. It's time for the Bulls. The Bulls, that's a major city. You
Yep.
can't just leave us at the bottom forever. And I know they got some type of control over them draft lotteries. You can't keep rewarding. What you finna say?
Probably red. You never know.
You never know. Like who want to watch the Wizards? Even though the Wizards might have a little decent squad now because they're gonna have Trae Young, AD. They got AJ now. They might
Yeah.
have a decent little squad. Then the Jazz got the number 2 pick. I don't mind them taking Peterson because I don't want Peterson. I'm like, he doing all that in college.
The Giants have the number 2 pick.
Yeah, the Jazz.
Okay.
They wanted number 1 though. They wanted to take AJ because he from there and he played ball there.
He's from where?
He from somewhere in Utah. And he went to school. He played for BYU.
Oh, okay. And I
Yeah.
got kid over there remind me of Brandon Ingram or Kevin Durant. I can't
Who?
think of his name. He over Utah.
Is his name Keon George?
Named Ace Bailey.
Oh, Ace Bailey.
Yeah. And now they have the number 2 pick now.
Yeah, they could, and they got Triple J over there too. They got him from the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson.
Oh damn, they do?
Yeah, they traded for him. They traded for him last season, but he was out though because I guess they was tanking, so they ain't want none of the good players playing because they was trying to get that number one pick.
They might be on to something.
But the Bulls, I was listening to some people. They was saying like he really like a traditional big, like he not a modern day big. Like if he
Who,
was playing maybe in the early 2010s, he'll fit that better than like he'll fit now.
who boozing?
Yeah. What'd you say?
They saying Boozer just he's the traditional big, huh?
Yeah. But you never know. But I mean, they still talking about taking them top three. He gotta be doing something right.
Yeah, he look all right to me when I seen him play a couple times, and it look like he was thing.
But you know, them guys in the NBA bigger than them guys in college. And they stronger, faster. So you will see, man. I just really wanted the number one pick though, because I'm like, okay, after AJ, who do I see being able to change a franchise? I don't trust Peterson. And I'm like, I don't know what Bulls and them gonna be.
Right.
But the
On
Bulls got the Bulls fired their whole front office.
they did?
Yeah, Bulls fired the whole front office. I'm like, so finally, hopefully we got some people in power that know what they doing.
Yeah, they the new vice president, he been around for a minute, so and he's a young guy, like 39 years old. So we'll see what he can do.
Who the new vice president?
The Bulls' new vice president, young guy.
Yeah. And then the NBA talking about all this. We've got to crack down on tanking, and then you award the two teams who was tanking the most with the number one and number two pick.
Yeah,
They gonna keep tanking.
yeah.
But moving on from that, the Spurs and the Timberwolves in the battle. I know who I like to see to win, but I don't think they gonna do it, pops. Who you see winning that series and moving on to face OKC?
The Spurs, and that's it's crazy to say, but that's contingent on Wendy staying in the game and staying healthy. Because without him, Minnesota was able to, win.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't give the Spurs that series if Wemby is not, healthy or can't stand the game, from being ejected or whatever. But yeah, if he's there, it's a done deal. They're about to win these next 2 games.
I want to see the Timberwolves win, but I can't see them beating the Spurs. I got the Spurs winning too. Did you see that elbow Wemby didn't dropped on Nas Reed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he could stay in the game, he should have been suspended this game. But they know just like I know, if he's not there, Minnesota got a great chance of winning that game and
Yeah,
probably sneak a game 6 or game 7 victory in and knock the Spurs out. So they couldn't have that.
yeah. You can't suspend him in the playoffs, and plus he didn't already really missed that game, so they like he technically missed the game. So I knew they
They
weren't gonna suspend him.
suspend him for 25 games next season.
You
Uh
You say suspend him for how many games next season?
25 games next season. Beginning
That's that's too much, pops. That's too much.
at least 15 games.
But yeah, when I first heard like, dang, they didn't throw Wemby out. I'm like, man, I know the NBA ain't throw Wemby out. The NBA so soft. But then when I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, this nigga tripping, bruh.
No, all that did it should have opened up a new style of play now. They should allow them to play like 90s ball now. If they allow women to get away with that and not be suspended. Now it's time to all this soft basketball, allowing these European players to come over here and score 50 points because the game has gotten soft and that should be over with now. So hey, they open up a can of worms by not suspending women now because now it's able to be physical now. If that warrant a suspension, I don't know what will. So It should be on now. Should be back to 90s basketball.
I mean, he looked them dead in the face and just wind it up and just threw it.
Game suspension.
I'm like, man, listen, I don't want to see nobody get threw out in the playoffs, especially a superstar. But I'm like, I can't blame him for that because he just overdid it.
Hey, so now you got to make concessions for other players. Now you can't just do that for Wemby. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
When about people, other players hard now, you can't suspend them. You can toss them out the game, but you can't suspend it. So hopefully this open up a new era of old basketball. You know?
yep. And Ant-Man look like he's starting to whip back into shape. He didn't have about 36 the other game.
Yeah, yeah, you looking good.
So long as he get healthy, and plus we always the last 2 years people been underestimating the Timberwolves, and they didn't been in the Western Conference Final the last 2 years. Everybody always picking somebody else to beat them, and they always make it to the Western Conference Final. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Timberwolves find a way to beat the Spurs, but I just can't see it because Wemby a cheat code.
I hope not. I got some money on the Spurs winning the championship.
Are
I
you
hope.
Spurs win the ship?
Yeah, I got some money on them winning the whole thing.
Man, I'm picking OKC. I hope Spurs don't beat them, bro. Yeah, OKC. I gotta rock with OKC, man. I like Shea. I ain't gonna lie. I like Shea.
Yeah, he all right, but he's not Wemby though. He's just not Wemby. He's cool, not Wemby.
He finna win the MVP. That's gonna be back to back MVPs.
By default, you know, Wemby he didn't have the games, the number of games you needed to qualify, and I think
He reached it.
oh he did?
Yeah, he reached it. That's why he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh right, right, yeah, yeah, okay.
He won Defensive Player of the Year.
But
He got
I
out the votes.
say he's gonna win it.
Yep, Shea gonna win it. Wemby gonna finish second. And I think gonna finish third. He gonna finish third.
I wanna yeah, shit. And, yeah, they're not gonna give Wemby both of them though, so they might give it to Shea.
I could see him getting both next year though, because I could see him winning Defensive Player of the Year for the next couple of years.
Yeah. But no, that boy Duran on Detroit. No, he gotta make a case for defensive player of the year too.
Man, you see that boy out there stinking that court up, man. He ain't out there doing nothing.
But offensively, he's not,
Yeah, offensively.
yeah, offensively, you're not looking for much from him, just defensively.
Yeah. But yeah, he about to get his act together. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the Spurs gonna probably close the Wolves out in 6. I think the
Yeah,
Spurs gonna close them out in 6.
yeah, they're on tonight, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they on tonight. The Spurs winning 45-35 right now.
They have 10.
They up 10 in the second quarter.
Okay, what is Wimby doing?
Wemby got 18, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block.
Hey,
He out there cutting up.
they might drop a 40 piece tonight.
He might do. He might do. That man got 8 points, 2 for 4.
Dang.
You gonna have to be way more. But I don't know how healthy that knee is, but that man gonna have to have the series of his life if they want to beat the Spurs.
Yeah, he's horrible though. It'd be better if they lose this series anyway, because like you said, he's got play his ass off, and he might injure himself. Then especially going to the next round, he's
Yeah.
definitely probably have a high chance of getting injured. So he's already hobbled. It's better they just go ahead and lose this series, man, and try again next year.
Yeah, they too beat up. They too beat up. I agree. That's why I'm like the Spurs will be better off because the Timberwolves too beat up. Everybody hobbling, everybody hurt. They just out there fighting with willpower at this point.
Oh, exactly. You know,
But that's our show for today. Thank you for joining. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button. We'll be back next weekend on Saturday. Peace.
peace.